We have Stephen, he, him from Michigan, wants to talk about Christian mental health services. Hello,
Okay.
Stephen.
Hey, Buck.
How are
What you
you?
got for us?
Hey, I'm doing all right. I wanted to call in to ask if. Sorry, there's a really bad echo right now, so I'm losing my
I
train
don't
of
have an
thought.
echo.
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
Have you got headphones? Because that sometimes creates an echo.
No. It's just a regular phone call.
Yes. Sorry.
Whatever. I'll just push through it. So there's I don't know what your guys' thoughts are on Christian mental health services where they take a Christian approach to psychiatric care.
Okay, so anything that I personally know about this, I gained from watching the work of a friend of the show, Shannon Q, who did a rather robust series on Christian mental health services. I feel like I would be doing a disservice to say that I know anything about it personally, other than to say that, like we were talking about therapy earlier, that when you have conflicting ideals, like in one case, Christian values, and then on the other one, modern mental health practices, one of them is going to win out, and usually when it comes to a Christian organization, the Christian part is going to win out, and so I have a little problem with that. Crafty, what do you know about Christian mental health services?
Well, everything over here is Christian mental health services, sadly, because we haven't really divided. To a large extent, we haven't really divided the church and state. So I can understand where a lot of the fear would be coming from. And are you talking about like psychiatric care, or are you talking about just kind of psychiatry?
Well, yeah, psychiatric care and psychiatry kind of go hand in hand. But I was wondering, I got involuntarily committed one time, and it was a very traumatic experience. But basically, they said I had a religious fixation because I was spiritual at the time. I'm an atheist now and quite skeptical about stuff that we can't verify, but it just seemed to me just kind of weird that people who live their life actually like religious, like where do we draw the line between how can you call someone else's spirituality a mental health symptom?
Yeah.
But they can live every day, they go to church every week or read their Bible. They base their life around this. They wear Jesus crosses, murder weapons on their necks. So,
I love that.
I was just, that's where I'm coming from, is wondering like where is the line there. I don't feel it's appropriate, and as for other atheists, I could imagine it could be difficult to be in that situation. I don't think it's the fourth largest mental health service in the country. It's the largest one in our state. And I don't think they do this anymore, but I think they used to require a statement of faith to be employed there. And so now you cannot be a Christian. But so, yeah, that's my approach to this.
Well, thank you very much for actually calling, because this is a vital phone call, because what's happening is over the last, I dare to say 15 years, maybe the last 10, particularly after the economic crash of 2008, psychiatry and psychology have been changing somewhat. And what I've seen from friends of mine who have become psychologists is that instead of a one-size-fits-all that has been employed and still is employed in a lot of places, they're now seeing, or I would hope, they are now seeing psychiatry and psychology as a one-to-one basis. So instead of, and for me anyway, I know like with my bipolar, I don't want anyone putting their feelings and their thoughts and their ideas before their professionalism. Their professionalism is there to protect me and to listen to me and to help me make the decisions that are right for my life, not for theirs, not for their moral codes, but for mine. And that can be very, very challenging. Where do you draw the line? Well, that's up to legislation and how, sadly, it's up to legislation to safeguard against those practices where conscientious objection or conscientious employment is deployed. So conscientious employment is that you can only have these set of beliefs in order to work for us. So in education, for instance, over here, you have to have a baptismal cert, you have to be a member of the Catholic Church or the Protestant Church or wherever you work, or whatever church has dominance over that school. And this is for public school too. This isn't just for private. So where do you draw the line? First of all, it's legislative. You have to have legislation that reflects the entirety of society, not just one section of it. And the other part is, how much are you as a citizen or as a patient even willing to accept that? And this is the thing: you are entitled, A, to know your history, your medical history, and B, to change your doctors. Now, a lot of people don't tell you that. And maybe because of circumstances, economic circumstances, you might not be able to do that. But you have every right to say, what you're saying does not make sense to me. What you're saying does not work for me. Let's try a different path, or I'll find a different doctor. And that's okay. That's okay to do.
Yeah, thanks for bringing this up, Stephen. Unfortunately, like, my limit when it comes to things like this is usually not having the information myself, but to be able to direct people to the places that do. I have a fantastic host guest right now who's been able to talk greatly about it. But I also, like I said, check out the Shannon Q series on this.
Yes.
She's done a lot of interviews and personal investigations into this. So check that out also. Thank you very much for calling. I wish we had more time for everybody, but the hour draweth late and we got to get going. So thank you very much, Stephen.
Yep, I'll be sure to check out Shannon's thing. I didn't know about that. And
Shannon is brilliant.
Back. I can't remember what your name is. Crafty? Keelah?
Either one, or both.
You nailed it. Thank you very much, Stephen.
Well, yeah,
Thank you.
Thanks. Have a good night.